Welcome everyone online and in the audience this morning. It's 10 a.m. March 7th, 2023. This is a meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Weber County. We welcome those. I'm Commissioner Gage Flohr. I'll be chairing this morning. Joining me on the dais is Commissioner Jim Harvey. To my right, I believe Commissioner Bolos is online, if I'm not mistaken, and she'll be conducting business online through a Zoom link. We're going to start this morning with the Pledge of Allegiance by our Director of the Weber Morgan Health Department, Brian Cowan, an invocation by Shelley Hallisey, and the great thought of the day will be given by our own Commissioner Harvey. We're looking forward to that. So, Brian, time's yours.
Please stand and repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our dear, kind, gracious Father in heaven, we're so thankful for the opportunity we have to meet together today in the Weber County Commission meeting. We're thankful for the abundance of snow we've had this winter. Please bless the commission that they're able to do the county business with thoughts of those they represent in their minds and their hearts. Bless us that we all travel safely today. And I say these things humbly in the name of Jesus Christ, amen.
Amen. Commissioner Harvey, thought of the day.
Why, thank you, Chair Flohr. You know, recently I was on a little road trip, and on the radio, there was a song that came on by John Anderson. Now, some of you know John Anderson. He's a twangy kind of a guy. Likes to talk about Florida and swanging and different things. But this song was written by Billy Joe Shaver, and he says, "I'm just an old lump of coal," and but he says, "I'm going to be a diamond someday." And he says, "I'm going to grow and grow until I'm so perfect, blue perfect. I'm going to put a smile on everybody's face." And he says, "I'm going to kneel and pray every day, lest I should become vain along the way." And then he says, "I'm going to learn the best way to walk. I'm going to learn the best way to talk. I'm going to spit and polish my old edgy self." And I thought that was pretty good. And so as I got looking about those thoughts, and I've thought about coal a long time. Coal's a product that makes a lot of good things. But really, you know, a diamond, one of the most precious things we have, one of the hardest things we have, one of the things that'll cut nearly any type of thing. Diamond dust is used and put on things to cut through really, really hard material. But a diamond is merely a lump of coal that did really well under pressure. So just know that for those of you who feel like, gosh, I'm just an old lump of coal, with enough pressure, Stan, that's why we keep it on you, you'll be a diamond someday. So there you go. I'd like Stan to come up and sing the chorus to that song now. No, I'm just teasing you.
Maybe not Stan, but I'm sure you could sing the chorus.
Yeah.
Was that your thought?
That's my thought of the day, whether you like it or not. There you go.
Good thought. Yeah, something for us all to take to heart. So
there you go.
With that, let's move to our next agenda item, which is public comments. Anyone online or in the audience that would like to take up to 3 minutes to talk to the commission, now's your time. We ask that they be directed toward any items on the agenda. Shelley, anyone online? Not a large audience today. All right, going once. Oh, here we go. Come on up. Please introduce yourself. Tell us where you're from.
My initials are DAB. I'm from Ohio. I want to say been in Ogden now for 3 years. The city's really awesome, and I'm sure, especially he's the longest incumbent. How long have you been incumbent, Mr. Furr?
Well, this is my second term, so I'm be 4 years plus whatever we have in this year. So,
And I was hoping to hear some words from the newly elected commissioner on I don't know, but no specific question. But I enjoyed discovering the new issue of the Weber Connections, and your picture, whoever was the photographer there, was did your likeness well.
yeah, they did. That's one thing they can do with video or with photos anymore.
And I think it would
Edit
be
photos.
a service to the community if the Weber Connection could be distributed a bit more. And hopefully we can get the brick plant up and working again. I don't know how the Roy mayor has any plans for that building yet, but how much time do I have left?
About a minute.
Well, about a minute left.
I just think Utah's really great. Ogden's really great. It's a gem here. It's I don't know which gem you guys would be on Aaron's breastplate, but the city here is really good, and I thank the commissioners and the ones that obviously have left. But you guys are doing a good job, so just keep it up. Thank you.
Thank you very much for those, and you can thank our own Commissioner Harvey for that Weber connection. He's the one that started that noose. That
Let's see
gotta
if
be
you pull
careful
this
with my
off.
words.
Yeah.
He's the one that started that journal for us in this county. So, all right, thank you. Anyone else? Appreciate those remarks. Let's move now to our consent items, which would be F, as in Frank. Consent items 1, request for approval of warrants 7431 through 7485, and number 474867 through 474979, and number 247-249 in the amount of $1,591,245 and 34 cents. 2, request for approval of purchase orders in the amount of $197,463.14. And for a summary of our warrants and purchase orders, I'm going to go to Mr. Ricky Hatch, who's with us.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We issued 18 purchase orders this week for $197,000, spread across 7 or 8 different purchases. So 21% or $41,000 is for the sheriff to purchase the next batch of tasers. They replace those every few years. 18% or $35,000 is for Homeland Security, and that it will go towards purchasing a portable power station. 16% or $32,000 is for the county fair, which will purchase canopies as well as pipe and drape. And then we had 2 amounts at $28,000 or 14%. Transfer station, the purchase goes primarily to website videography and marketing, but also some forklift repair. And then for roads department, that's a purchase of road salt and a snowplow blades. And then 10% or $20,000 for the Golden Spike Event Center to purchase concessions. As far as checks, we issued 171 warrants this week for $1.6 million. 29% of that amount, or $469,000, is for the jail, mostly for medical services, but also for utilities, food, and inmate counseling services. 17% or $267,000 is the Ogden Convention and Visitors Bureau. It's the monthly contribution plus the additional funding that was granted during the budget process. 13% or $214,000 was our appropriations to the Weber Human Services. And 10% or $162,000 is for the Health Department, and those are pass-through grants distributions to various entities throughout the county.
Thank you, Ricky. Commissioners, any comments or questions on warrants or purchase orders? Commissioner Harvey?
None.
Commissioner Bolos?
None for me.
Thank you. Let's go now to consent items F4, request for approval of minutes for the meeting held on February 28th, 2023. And F5, our last consent item, request for approval of local transportation funding agreement by and between Weber County and Ogden City to establish terms related to the Ogden City D Avenue project. That concludes our consent items, Commissioners. I'd look for a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion to approve all consent items as listed on today's agenda with comment.
Comment, go ahead.
Especially happy to finally see this Ogden D Avenue go through. Brooke, you're here to represent there, but that'll have a great impact on most of the people in Ogden who try to transfer themselves up to 24th Street. And there'll be a light there eventually, and we're getting from down below up, so that'll be great.
And I would agree, Commissioner Harvey, that's going to be a game changer for those out west and the traffic going to the transfer station and other parts that, as we've seen that commercial area develop over the past several years. So we're excited to see that take place.
Yeah,
So did you make a motion then, I
I
believe?
did. Uh-huh.
And do we have a second?
Second.
And we got a second from Commissioner Bolos. I'm going to place the motion. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Motion carries. Thank you. Let's go to our action items, Commissioners. Action item G1, request for approval of a resolution, which would be 21-2023, of the County Commissioners of Weber County appointing a member to the Weber Morgan Board of Health. And Mr. Brian Cowan is here to present that name. Brian, go ahead. Welcome.
Thanks, Commissioners, and I appreciate the time on your agenda this morning. This first resolution that I have on the agenda is for the reappointment of Angela Chaburka to the Weber Morgan Board of Health. She's been recommended by Ogden City Council and sits in the seat that has been identified in the interlocal agreement for Ogden City to recommend a participating member. So I'm here to request that we formalize her participation on the Board of Health.
Okay. Comments or questions?
No, that's great.
Brian, could you just, for those that may be listening that aren't aware, could you tell us how those members are selected in the different categories for the Board of Health?
Yeah, I'm going to have to pull a little bit from memory here. 13 members on the board. We have elected officials from Weber and Morgan Commission. So Commissioner for our Weber County resident up in Morgan County, Jared Anderson, the commissioner is there. We have elected official that's recommended by the Weber Area Council of Governments and an elected member that's recommended by Ogden City, and that's the position we're talking about with Angela Chaburka. We have a representative from the hospitals. The two hospitals in our area recommend someone that is then appointed by Weber County Commission, and we alternate terms from Ogden Regional and McKay-Dee for that. We do a similar thing with the school districts, Weber, Ogden School District, and Morgan School District, where the school district recommends a participant. We alternate the position between the school districts. Currently, Morgan County School District is occupying that spot. And then we have a member recommended by the Weber Ogden Surgical Society, that's Dr. Brown. A member recommended by Weber State University, that's Dr. Ken Johnson, and then two citizens at large position, one that is from Weber County, one from Morgan County, and that should be 13 members of the board.
Thank you for that. I thought it was important to point that out because, as you can see, there's not just one group that picks these people. It's a community effort across from education through the surgical, medical society, education, et cetera. And then, of course, the county has a couple appointments. Commissioner Bolos is actually serving for the Weber County Commission this year, but I actually enjoyed being part of that board for the past 4 years.
Thanks for that correction.
Yeah, thank you.
Floyd.
Okay, Commissioners.
Seems like a fantastic assortment of people on the, I don't know whoever came up with that balance, but that was brilliant. I'd sure, I hope that those comments make it directly into the phone of Scott Jenkins soon. I'll make a recommendation that we approve Resolution 21-2023, appointing the Ogden City appointee, Councilwoman Angela Chaburka, to that place on the Weber Morgan Health Department Board.
That'd be a motion to approve 2123, and we had a second, I believe, from Commissioner Bolos. Roll call vote. Greg?
Roll call vote for Resolution 21-2023. Commissioner Bolos.
Aye.
Commissioner Harvey.
Aye.
Chair Floor.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you very much. Let's now go to request for approval of another ordinance, which would be 2023-05 of the Weber County Commission, amending Section 28-1-3 of the Weber County Code. I believe this is the second reading for this, Mr. Cowan. So could you just give us just a brief history of what this, for those that may not have been tuned in for our first meeting?
Yes, of course. Yeah, this is the second reading of a suggested change to Weber County Ordinance 21-1-3, which is the ordinance that applies to the air pollution control fee in our area. In the past, it has designated that Weber County would collect $1 on each vehicle registered in Weber County to support the air quality programs, mainly the emissions compliance programs that we operate over at the Health Department. We have asked that that amount be increased to $2. That's the main change of this ordinance. And the second is changing the air pollution compliance fee language to emissions compliance fee, which is consistent with the language used in Utah Code 41181223, which our Utah State Legislature has given us the authority to collect that fee and the parameters that apply.
And could you remind us when the last time this was actually implemented or increased?
Yeah, it's been $1, I think, since the implementation of the program back in 1993. I know it's been $1 for the 20 years that I've been involved in the emissions programs at the Health Department.
So over 20 plus years.
Over 20 plus years.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Bolos, this is in your portfolio. Any questions, or go to you for a motion if you'd like?
None from me. Will you remind me of the ordinance number?
That would be 2023-05.
Okay, I make a motion to approve ordinance 2023-05.
Thank you. Have a motion.
Second.
And we have a second. Any comments, Commissioner Harvey? Place the motion. Roll call vote. Greg?
Roll call vote for Ordinance 2023-05. Commissioner Bolos.
Aye.
Commissioner Harvey.
Aye.
Chair Floor.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you. Brian, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Appreciate your work. Okay, let's now go to agenda item 3, request for approval of a memorandum of understanding by and between Weber County and the state of Utah for the First Responders Mental Health Fund. And we have with us Mr. Philip Reese, or should I say Captain Philip Reese. Welcome.
Just Reese is fantastic. Thanks, Commissioner. I'm on the agenda for 2 items, and if, with your permission, I would combine them.
Go ahead.
They go hand in hand. To begin with, definitely need to give thanks. To begin, my thanks to Ms. Hallisey for making this agenda accommodation work out. As with all things contractual, nothing ever just flows through as easily as you think it's going to. So thank you, Ms. Hallisey, for making this work out this morning. Continue thanks to our county attorneys and then our purchasing experts. The mental health contract that has been awarded to Comprehensive Psychological Services has been a long work in progress, and multiple individuals have touched it and pushed it forward. So thank you to all of those individuals. And finally, give thanks to Chief Perry, who's not here today. He's in Reno with the sheriff at the Western States Sheriff's Association conference. But he was the individual that was able to put the grant together and awarded the grant through the state of Utah for this First Responders Mental Health funding. So with that said, the grant is for $60,000. As Mr. Park points out in his notes, this grant funding should cover all of the expenses for the employees for 2023. With that, moving on to the contract is with Comprehensive Psychological Services. They will provide mental health services and assessments for our staff. It will be voluntary, it's not mandatory. They also provide critical incident debriefs as well as wellness training events for our staff. Having been involved with multiple critical incident debriefs, I cannot give enough credence and kudos to those that are involved in those, and to talk about how beneficial they are to our staff. 20 years ago, a critical incident would occur and it was put some dirt in your cut and move on with your life, because that's what we're going to do. And now, like, having learned some very painful experiences within our own department and obviously nationwide, this is just a better approach. It's a best practice approach to be able to address these things, speak with our staff when it's appropriate, let it be in a safe environment that comprehensive psychological services can either keep them as a patient, they can refer them. There's a lot of different avenues that we can do to support our staff, and that for me is as the chief deputy within our organization is first and foremost is to take care of our staff. They do a very difficult and challenging job, and I appreciate them for doing it. Do I have any questions I can answer?
Thank you,
guys?
Chief. Any questions or comments on either, which would be action items 3 or 4? Yeah, we appreciate you bringing this forward. Obviously, mental health is becoming a very important subject in a lot of areas in our state and county, and it looks to me like this is a good step forward, and hopefully will pay some dividends. With that, let's make sure, let's place motions on these separately, even though you presented both 3 and 4.
Perfect, thank you.
Let's take a motion on the action item 3, which is the MOU.
Mr. Chair, Freddie, I'll make that motion. We approve the MOU between Weber County and the state of Utah for the First Responders Mental Health Fund.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Commissioner Bolos. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Motion carries. Let's go to action item 4, which is the approval of the contract by and between Weber County and the Comprehensive Psychological Services, Inc. for Weber County Sheriff's Office Employee Mental Health Wellness. I'd entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve. We have a second.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. I'm going to place the motion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you very much, Chief.
Thank you.
Let's go now to Commissioner comments. And today, Commissioners, we have the honor of presenting the Stall of Fame for the month of March, I believe. And the recipient of that famous Stall of Fame is our own Kelly Janis.
About that.
That is with us this morning. And Stan, do you want to come up since you're kind of connected with this? And bring Kelly with you, by the way. Shelley, do we have the... Okay, thank you. Found it. Stan, give us a little information about Kelly, and obviously we all know and appreciate the work she does for your department and why she is so well deserving of this award.
Well, I think the award is tied to accomplishments that Kelly has done throughout 2022, especially. She was able to achieve her master's degree in public administration, and she was also recognized by the International Code Council as a pioneer in this Trailblazer program, introducing youth and others to this program to try to get them into what we do, into code compliance and becoming code geeks and things of this nature. And she was nationally recognized for that in 2022. Along with that, just Kelly is very dependable. She is our principal plans examiner, and she just kind of helps and be the glue and some of the adhesive to keep our department doing what we do on a daily basis. So,
Great, thank you. Kelly, time's yours. Anything you'd like to tell us? And again, congratulations before we come on down.
Have her keep it to 25 minutes.
Yeah,
25 minutes.
25 minutes or less is fine.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the recognition, and I enjoy being here, and I enjoy what I do. Education for our youth is paramount, so thank you.
Well, from the County Commission, I'm sure Commissioner Harvey will have some words. We very much appreciate the effort you put forth on behalf of the citizens of Weber County. Again, you're just another shining example of why we're the best county in this state, because we have the best people in this state working in Weber County. So, Commissioner Harvey, any words?
She's got a tough job. Overworked. There's a lot passes by her desk, and from a variety of different personalities and skill levels within that trade. And so we appreciate you, Kelly. Very well deserved. Congratulations on you furthering your education personally and for the service you provide Weber County and the people here. Thank you.
Commissioner Bolos, anything you'd like to add? I'm not hearing her. All right, we're going to come up front and present you with the Distinguished Stall of Fame Award, and look forward to seeing your car in that stall. Right here, front and center. There you go.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you.
Congratulations. Wow. Really? Oh, that's great.
So, it'll be Dr. J. You might be able to dunk it from the foul line.
That's quite an accomplishment. Well, Commissioner Harvey, that's always one of the funnest things we do on any given commission meeting, give recognition to those that so well deserve it. So, Commissioner comments. I didn't mean to cut you off there, but I know you have some things on your mind that you'd like to say, so time's yours.
Thank you for running such a very well-oiled machine here, Mr. Chair.
Now look at that, 30
How about
minutes.
that?
30 minutes or under.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Commissioner, so anything else?
I only wish my friend Charlie Ewert could be here to fill in the next hour and a half.
Yeah. I think he'll probably be with us, before you know it, so we'll have plenty of opportunity to hear. Commissioner Bolos, any last words?
Nothing for me, thank you.
Thank you. Look forward to seeing you back here. With that, I entertain a final motion then.
So move.
Second, all those in favor?
Motion to adjourn.
Aye. We're adjourned. Thank you very much.
The delay on that Zoom is